What's up? So anyway, I just got through coming back from the movies. Went to go see White Boy Rick. It was an interesting film. It was based on a true story about a white kid who was in Detroit back in the early '80s, and he got caught up in a drug game. Uh, Ended up having to snitch for the FBI, and then they turned on him and flipped. Then he got capped, and then he came back, and then his father was hustling some guns. His sister was addicted. His mama ran away, and so he was trying to get his thing back together. So it was a very made you think introspective movie. If you ever grew up in any kind of environment, it made you definitely think. It's one of those kind of movies that you kind of had to like take a moment to pause. Matthew McConaughey did a good job as the dysfunctional father, but trying to do the best he could. It was a good cast. It was takes you back parts of the D, parts of life back then in the back in the day. So it was one of those kind of things that you kind of had to like take a moment to kind of reflect on. With the drug game, the whole Nancy Reagan garbage about just saying no to drugs, because all these drugs ain't gotten even worse now. But anyway, ain't nobody work. The bigger drug dealers are the pharmaceutical pimps. Forget the street game. The drug game that goes on with them white coats that work at Walmart, Walgreens, Costco, all them places. Anybody with a wall in their name, they pharmaceutical pimps. That's my personal take on that. But anyway, that's another story. But anyway, the mood takes you back. It's nothing glamorous or romanticized, because I mean, once you get past the cars and the money, and the women and some of the excess, you got to hustle and you got to hope nobody ain't trying to cap you, trying to snitch on you. So it's a way of life. It's a real way of life. It's just one of them things. So, uh, White Boy Rick, he got paroled. He did the longest bid in Michigan penitentiary history for a nonviolent offender. That was crazy. He did like a 30-year bid. That was crazy. Them grams and that. And usually when you start singing to the birds about your drug hustle, they give you a plea deal. But they didn't even cut the boy no plea. They did 29, behind the barbed wire. There ain't was nothing pretty about that, nothing romanticized. So the street game, is what it is. And see, that like I said before, the FBI informants, man, they were some sneaky hustles, and they pulled a whammy on old boy. So his story is quite compelling, very interesting. It's a flip too, because he's a white dude who went to the other side, and I think that was the price he paid. It's like, know your white privilege, because if you go to the wrong side, we're gonna treat you like one. That basically was the metaphor and the lesson of the movie. So that's my take on White Boy Rick. Peace.